Hello everyone, welcome again to Montemaggio. Today we will start to talk about how we aging our wine. In the previously video we talked about all the process of fermentation and picking of grapes. Now we start to talk about the aging. Here in the Chianti Classico area we have three different categories of wine. We have the Chianti Classico, Chianti Classico Reserve, and Chianti Classico Gran Selezione, or Great Selection. So here, behind me, you can see three different tanks, oak French tanks, and in here we start the process of aging. Okay, here we are in our barrel room, and you can see three different sizes of wood. We have our oak barrel, oak cask. We have our French oak tonneau, 5 hectoliters, medium size. And also we have our barrique, or barrel. Here in Montemaggio, we are in the Chianti Classico area, and especially for the wine of Radda, the characteristic is that are really elegant and fine wine. To do that, for us, really important is the time, and so the aging of the wine. So here in Montemaggio, we decided to aging a lot our Chianti Classico, at least 2 years. For our reserve, at least we aging 3 years, and for the Great Selection, we aging at least 4 years. For Chianti Classico, we only use the big cask. So we only aging the wine in there. Really important to say is that every single year, every single vintage could be changed. It means that you have to think that the wine is always alive from the beginning to the end. So we always have to taste and check if we have some problem. And normally to do that we taste the wine with enologists, with agronomists, and just to take different point of view to understand where is the direction of this wine. So that's really important, a really important concept, that the wine is always alive. So we have our own rules to making the process of aging, but for sure this rule could be changed during the vintage, during the year, because maybe we have some vintages more dry than other that are more wet. So we have to understand that, and also for the aging process. So really important is taste, as I told you before, and understand the potential of that kind of wine. So about the different sizes of wood that we use to make our wine, we have the tonneau and the barrel that we use to make another different wine that we call IGT, that means indication, geographic, typical, or better known as Super Tuscan. Typically, Super Tuscan blend is Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, and the use of Merlot. That are three different French varieties. Here in Montemaggio, we decided to use Merlot, we decided to use Sangiovese, and we produce 100% Merlot, that is our Torre, and another blend that is 60% Merlot and 40% Sangiovese. So really important is the use of wood for our wine to get flavor and aromas to our wine, and the use of the French oak is really important to get the right aroma to the wine, and that's really important, and to get that we need a lot of time. So after the time the wine passed in there, for a lot of years, to make different kind of wines, finally we bottling, and you can see the bottling process on our wine video, on our video on YouTube. And the process of bottling is really important because at the end the wine needs to rest a lot, and that we call affinamento.